Hello, listeners. This is your host Rohan Tandel. I welcome you to this podcast produced by Innovation Curies with a mission to spread awareness and knowledge of various facets of healthcare innovations. This podcast is the first podcast from the Voice of IC Innovator series from InnoHealth magazine, the first magazine in India on healthcare innovations. In this series, we would be exploring the essence of IC Innovator Club through its club members' perspectives. Today, we are going to have a conversation with our guest speaker, Dr. Pankaj N. Surangi, who is the director of the Interventional Pain and Spine Center and also the honorary secretary of the Indian Society for Study of Pain. Welcome, Dr. Pankaj, to our podcast. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, Ron. Thank you.
Now, coming to the podcast, let me elaborate on the flow of this podcast. I would be asking you a series of questions, and we may discuss your views and opinions on it. So, let us begin. We do know that people learn various important life and career lessons through learning, experiencing, and realization, but it happens through years of struggle and hardships. So, I would like to know from you is what is that one thing or that one lesson that you wish you knew at the start of the career?
Rohan, since we are talking about the doctors and medical field, uh, for the doctors, I think what I nowadays I feel is that at this stage of my career, uh, the most important thing, what you said that uh, what is that thing which I missed in the initial phase of my
It's 13
what it
hours.
should have been in the initial phase of my career, right? So one thing which I miss is that. In our medical training we should also be taught about the management side also, like when we are doing undergoing our medical college, and post that we go into the specialization then super specialization. So we are progressing in our field. That's okay, one part of that is there in the clinical side. So we keep on thinking about the clinical side, and we are just engrossed into the completely into the clinical side. But we never saw healthcare as a complete spectrum. Healthcare is not just a clinical side. It's an industry. So we don't see healthcare as an industry in our initial stages of your training period. So that thing that is one thing which we miss a lot. Had this been there in the initial stages of our training, maybe in the medical school time, in that case, what would happen is that if we are taught such management aspects of the healthcare in our initial phases, then some people, some doctors, they may choose healthcare as the profession, healthcare management as a profession. Right now, what is happening is that people are, I'm talking about doctors, they go to the management side if they are not able to do good in their clinical practice. So what is happening is we are having people, doctors who are into management. They are basically are like casualties from the clinical side. But if you choose at the initial stages of your practice as a medical management, as a healthcare management, I think that is what we miss a lot.
True, sir. A lot of miscommunication can be avoided if all the facets are covered while the teaching state. So,
Absolutely.
coming to the next question, what are the resources that had a major influence on you as a professional or as an individual?
So I would say that resources, since I was, if you talk about me, then I was the first doctor in my, not the first, was the second doctor in my family. Uh, but from the allopathy side, my grandfather, he was a Ayurvedic doctor. Uh, but resources, if you talk about the resources for the doctor, I think the best is the knowledge and the expertise. That is the best resources if you have. If you are able to develop yourself in the knowledge, in the expertise in the field, that is the best resource you have.
Okay, sir. Talking further about influence, in this age of seamless connectivity, we are overwhelmed with various personalities, which leads to my next question. Which person or who are the people you idolize and why?
Yeah, okay. So if you talk about from the very early stages of my life, uh, my grandfather, as I just mentioned, that he was a doctor himself. That time, like he died at the age of 100 years. So he was my definitely was the ideal for me, because firstly he was a doctor, Secondly, he was a freedom fighter. So, so that's why I could inculcate the nationalism inside me, and that is the reason why I joined army also. So that was there from the very beginning or stages of my life, early stage of my life, that I saw all those things, and that is maybe that is the reason why I became a doctor also. So he's the one person who has influenced me a lot. Uh, After that, second, my guide during my specialization in army hospital. So I did my army this thing, specialization in anesthesiology from army hospital, Delhi. So Colonel CVR Mohan, that time he was colonel. After that, he became brigadier. He retired as a brigadier. So he was my guide. So definitely he was the ideal for me. And one thing what I learned from him is that the positivity in the life, in the teaching. He was always positive. He was always like, it was like you go to him and his statement is the answer is yes, not tell me your problem. What do you want to do? The answer is yes. Now it is up to you how you do it. So that was the attitude he was having. So this is what I learned from him. Third person was when I when I entered into the super specialty of the pain medicine. So that is my super specialization. Mm, I met Dr. Gautam Das. He was my mentor. He was my teacher for the pain medicine. So what I learned from him, the most, lot of things I learned clinical side. But if you talk about the as a person, I learned is that the more you teach, the more you will develop yourself. The more you spread the knowledge, the more you will get. The more your branch will develop, the more field will develop. So that is one thing which I learned from him, and that is what I started doing. I started teaching for whosoever wants to learn from me. I'm open for that. So I can say that three people they influenced me a lot.
Great idols you have there, sir. Now, coming to careers, many people face various hardships through their career. So, I would like to know some of the hardships you faced in your career and how you found inspiration from such situations.
So hardship definitely for every person there the hardships are there. Uh, but what I see hardship as a challenge. These I consider them as a challenge, and that is everywhere in every field, wherever you go, whatever you do, you will face those kind of challenges. Now it all depends on how we take it. If we take it as a hardship, if we take it as a negative aspect of our life, then we cannot progress. The best way to overcome these hardship or the challenges is nobody can claim that I'm 100% successful in one go. Whatever you do, you will have to face challenges, right? Now you may fail in overcoming that challenge. That is possible. So the best way of overcoming those challenges is to target yourself, the project, whatever you are doing, to target it on the higher side and then chase it. You will automatically bypass this challenge. That is my philosophy.
True, sir. Sir, besides your current profession, what profession would you like to explore?
So uh, so suppose if I was not a doctor, or if you give me right now, if you give me that yet you have an option to choose another profession, I would like to become a professional wildlife photographer. Photography is my passion.
Great, sir. Coming to the next question, what makes you feel your best self? The thing that rejuvenates you from the daily workload and stress.
So mainly because at certain stage of your life, depends on the at what stage of life you are, at what stage of career you are. You have a different um, modalities to regenerate yourself, right? Uh, when you come to the stage where you are the decision maker, everything depends on you. Okay, all the entire project depends on you. So at the end of the day, the most important thing which gives me a good relief is that whether whatever I have targeted for today, I have achieved that or not. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing is since I'm the clinical side, I practice also. So whether I was able to give patients proper relief or not, the day patient is not happy or patient lands up into some complication, that is a day when I feel really bad. But otherwise, these are the two things which I like remind myself at night, and that gives me a good relief.
That's a new way to rejuvenate, sir.
Yeah,
Introspection yourself and
absolutely.
going about how the day went. Talking about the IC Innovator Club, I would like to ask what it means for you to be a member of IC Innovator Club, sir.
So uh, I basically I attended one conference in 2017. This was in 2017 Taj Hotel. Mm, so that time I couldn't join the club, but I think after 2 years I joined the club in 2018 or 19 somewhere. I joined the club. Uh, but since then, you know that since last 2 years we are totally into lockdown, off and on lockdown. So I was not able to interact so frequently with the IC club, but I've been attending the webinars. So I keep getting mails from IC club, and whatever I search on the IC club is that uh, basically it's an interactive platform, and the best part of this platform is that it is not only the doctors who are there. We have people from the different fields, and I think that is the most important things for the doctors to understand. Whatever we progress in our field, in our medical field, in our specialty, we keep going on those conferences, we keep attending those conferences, but there we are segregating ourselves to only one segment, one part of this segment, right? But when you attend such conferences where we have people from the different fields of the healthcare, that is gives you the overall view of healthcare, what healthcare is, and that is what I think IC Health Innovative is doing.
Moving ahead, I would like to ask you what are the functions that this club performs and how does it help a member to grow as an individual?
So as I mentioned that for the doctors, it is very essential that they should attend such programs because you are not only covering the medical part, you are covering the healthcare management part as a whole. In fact, I wanted to suggest innovative health is that if you can come out with some such program for the doctors, okay, where we can have a interactive sessions. I saw that I attended earlier also one or two sessions like that from in the club itself. If you can come out with some program like it's a monthly program, we have a session on 2 to 3 hours of session for the doctors on various aspects of the healthcare, like on the finance, on the marketing, on the costing. So if you can give 2 to 3 hours of such interactive sessions to the doctors, I think that will benefit them a lot, and we can have a lot of innovative ideas which may come from the doctors itself.
Yeah, sir. What does innovation mean to you considering the healthcare industry?
So yes, so innovation, I consider innovation as a product of your needs and the demand, right? If you have a need in the society, the innovation should come. It's like an invention. Invention you may consider as an invention. At times, inventions are accidental inventions. We know that history. Okay, there were some inventions where they just come accidentally. But innovations, when we talk about innovations, we talk about the business. In those cases, it is better to think about the innovative ideas which are the requirement of the community, right? So innovation should come with the need. Uh, we may have some good ideas, very good ideas. We may want to develop that idea, but at times it is not possible to be successful in those ideas because the need is not there, because the demand is not there. So, if we want to make the innovative ideas into a successful business, I think that we have to look at the need or the demand of that particular segment. Just take an example of this online consultation. Now we know that online consultation, it's been there since last, I think, 2 decades, right? But
Right,
it
sir.
was never as an industry, it was not successful that much. Okay, it's not that People were not aware of that. People were aware of that. Okay, technology was there, right? But it was not successful because people never thought that this can be a good source of. But now suddenly in last 1 year, 1.5 year, since this corona is developed, what has happened? Everything is same, right? Doctors are there, online consultations are there, platforms are there, but suddenly the market, you see this online market, it has gone like anything. Okay, because suddenly the demand has developed. Okay, so innovation was there, but if we considered it as a part of the demand or the need, or something, then in that case the innovative ideas are going to help.
Great, sir. Lastly, I would like to ask you, where can our listeners connect to you?
So you can note down my email address at ceo@ipcindia.com. IPSC India is basically my center. So we have centers in Delhi, Bangalore, and Hyderabad, and we are coming pan India now. Uh, so it's basically just a single specialty chain of the hospitals we are coming up with. So you may go to our website. You can reach me out on email, on WhatsApp. So all the details are there on my website. ipsindia.com is the website.
Okay, sir. The link for which will be down in the description. To conclude, I would like to thank Dr. Pankaj for joining us for the podcast. I would also like to call out to our audience to leave a comment with a review. Let us know whether you like the podcast. Drop down a comment if you have a podcast idea or recommendations. You can also connect with us if you have a healthcare innovation journey of your own to be a part of our podcast series. And for more such content on healthcare and innovation, visit innohealthmagazine.com. Stay safe. Goodbye.